Rafe and Edward, it is such a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on this film. I just loved how nuanced it was. I'm always so impressed when I watch something where there's not a ton of physical action. The action kind of happens through dialogue, but I'm still so on the edge of my seat. There's suspense and tension. I just thought it was wonderfully done. Rafe, I grew up Catholic. I remember learning about the conclave and the fermata and the rituals in the church, even the way they count and thread the votes, all of the tradition behind it. I was wondering if you spoke to any clergymen or sisters or even religious advisors in your preparations, and what the most interesting or important thing that you learned that you infused into Cardinal Lawrence.
Well, I certainly spoke to religious advisors and priests, and indeed two cardinals, although one I spoke to after I had finished, but it was still interesting. And no, all the procedures and all the vote stuff. Edward also obviously had to be alert to what that entailed. But for me, it was important that all this stuff was right. Because I like you, had a Catholic upbringing, one of my first things was, we've got to get that right. I know Edward will say it's a story and we must get it as right as we can. But to me, I have on my mother's side a lot of Catholic, some Catholic priests and theologians, and not that they were at all Vatican people at all, but I just know that ritual, it's right. And I think if you're going to, it'd be like making a film about the armed forces or the strict regimental thing. I know in the British Army, regiments are very precise how they wear, rituals, things that they do. We cling to rituals in certain institutions, and I always think, get it right. I can't bear it if someone says, well, you enjoyed your film, but you didn't wear your hat in the right way. You never do that. And it's irksome if you try to emulate a real existing institution with all those things to get it wrong.
Edward, there were so many gorgeous shots. The contrast of the Cardinal's red fabric against a dark corridor, the scene from overhead with all of the umbrellas. I loved the final scene with the door closing and the sisters laughing, and it kind of made me think, what was the meaning behind that? Yet all of it's contained within these walls. We really don't go out into Rome. We're just staying where the Cardinals are during the conclave. As a director, what scenes were you most looking forward to shooting in terms of the filmmaking and visual aspect?
Well, I think the scenes, the voting scenes inside the Sistine Chapel, which we built in Cinecittà, were a wonderful respite. Is that the word? Respite from all the dialogue that we had to shoot. But the film hinges on dialogue, and suddenly we have scenes that are utterly silent, or if a word is spoken, it's just process. It's prayer. It's what the oath that you deliver when you put your ballot inside the urn, and all these details and all these men watching each other and trying to gauge what the other person thinks or how much they're ahead, and these people playing off each other without words was a wonderful challenge, and also visually really challenging to make feel different every time.
And just watching it, it really was. You built in the tension, the music worked with it. Thank you both so much. They're wrapping me. Rafe, if you see behind me, I've got my Bellatrix wand.
Okay, I see it.
Thank you.